Australia, home to some of the most intense shark activity on the planet. But for several weeks, the great whites vanished from their most famous shark hotspot.
They haven't seen any for 8 weeks. It just doesn't make any sense.
One man's quest to find these elusive giants leads him to a game-changing discovery.
This place is out in the middle of nowhere, man.
A mysterious island in uncharted waters, teeming with great whites.
Sharks everywhere. Hey, he's fast, he's fast.
A breakthrough for great white research.
Oh, this guy is not shy. He's into it.
Brace yourself for the Isle of Jaws. Great white sharks, rulers of the ocean's animal kingdom, patrolling the Earth's vast oceans, hunting solo like lone wolves. But there are a few special places around the world where these nomadic loners gather. The Farallones, off the coast of California. Stewart Island in New Zealand. Guadalupe has some of the largest females ever recorded. False Bay, South Africa, famous for the great white's breach attack. And the Neptune Islands, home to Australia's largest seal colony, making these waters an all-you-can-eat buffet. But early this year, almost all of the great whites disappeared from the waters of the Neptunes. A puzzle for scientists. Shark researcher turned underwater cameraman Andy Casagrande wants to solve this mystery.
It's crazy. Neptune Islands is a known white shark hotspot, yet 8 weeks they haven't seen anything. So there's something going on, and we got to figure out what it is.
Some of Andy's most dramatic shark encounters have taken place while documenting this world-famous hotspot. And it's a magnet for shark research. But no sharks means no science and no footage. The great whites do leave the Neptunes from time to time, but usually not for this long. There could be several reasons for this recent disappearance. The white sharks may have been chased away by orcas. That happened last year. Some researchers believe the rise in ocean temperature caused by El Nino is forcing sharks to change their migration habits. Or perhaps they've simply found somewhere better. Whatever the reason, Andy sets off for the Neptune Islands to see for himself if the sharks are really gone. If any great whites are still around, Andy's friend and boat captain Matt Waller will find them.
Here we go again.
Matt doesn't use bait or chum. Instead, he uses music to pull in the white sharks. It's a revolutionary method known as acoustic attraction.
We're using the vibration and the noise of the music to attract the sharks. Sharks have the ability to feel the vibrations along their lateral lines.
Lateral lines are a set of canals which run along the sides of a shark's body from snout to tail. Hair-like cells within these lines detect the tiniest vibrations and movement of injured prey. Matt has found that certain music or sounds can mimic these specific vibrations.
What we're definitely seeing is sharks showing propensity to attract to, I guess, their favorite kind of music.
This is not Andy's first experience with Matt's underwater speaker. At this same time last year, it attracted 4 sharks at once. And one nearly sank his dive cage.
Massive shark just came up to the cage and just started going insane. And there was absolutely no bait in the water. All right, buddy. Ready to go?
Ready to go?
Don't kill me this time, okay?
Still here, I didn't kill you last time.
That's true.
If there are great white sharks here, this method should draw in several sharks within minutes.
Right, let's put some music on.
Sharks patrol these waters.
I hope this works. 80 topside, you get me? I need you loud and clear, Matt. Not seeing anything yet, but if there are sharks around, they should definitely get their attention. Yes, we've got something here. Shark out here, digging on the pipes.
Sharks patrol these waters.
A single great white emerges from the deep as the vibrations from the intense riffs call him in.
Yeah, this guy's really into it. He's following the speaker right up to the boat.
The music may mimic the vibrations of struggling prey, but the speaker isn't food. The shark soon loses interest. Then, nothing for over an hour.
I'm not really seeing anything else, man. I say we call it a day.
It's true. The usual swarm of great whites is just not here.
All right, buddy.
We brought in a shark, but it was only one shark. Yeah, I'm stoked to have one shark, but it's just not enough, and we gotta figure out where they are.
Satellite tracking has shown that sharks which congregate at the Neptunes follow a westerly migration route along the coast of Australia. One tag white shark swam over 2,000 miles to Exmouth and back. So the sharks could be gathering somewhere along this migration route. But where? A recent chance encounter with a local fisherman gives Matt a lead on a possible location.
I did run into a guy as a shark fisherman for 20 years, and he kind of indicated to me that there was an opportunity to see 14, 15 great white sharks in one day. It's pretty remote.
It sounds like this fisherman spot could be another extremely rare gathering point for great whites. Is it possible the missing sharks from the Neptunes are there?
These guys are suspicious. They're fishermen. They don't want to give
Right.
too much away, and he said that he's happy to talk to you.
Well, cool, man. I trust you. I'll go meet your buddy out here in WA and see what he has to say. If it seems legit, we'll head out. And if I find anything, you'll be the first guy I call.
Mate, I'll be there in a flash. I'd love to come.
This secret location is hidden within a cluster of over 100 islands off the coast of Western Australia. It is so remote, very few humans have ever gone there. Andy heads to Esperance, the closest port. There he meets up with Matt's contact, fisherman Anthony Dupain, who agrees to take Andy to the island in uncharted waters.
See ya. So you finally made it? Yeah, man.
The crew sets off on a 12-hour run to what could be an undiscovered Isle of Jaws.
This place is out in the middle of nowhere, man. I mean, how long have you been coming out here, and why would you come out this far?
Well, years I've been out here fishing. Not many people come out here, so fish stocks are quite good.
And you've encountered a lot of white sharks, big and small.
There's been a bit of a seal explosion of recent years on this island down here, and they bring in the white pointers.
Right.
Could this fisherman's tale actually be true? 180 miles later, the fishing vessel Strictly Business finally arrives.
Well, so this is it. Welcome to the Isle of Jaws. I mean, at least that's what they tell me. To me, unless I see 6, 7, 8 great white sharks, I wouldn't consider it a hot spot. But it definitely feels sharky here. We're pretty much out in the middle of nowhere. There's plenty of seals, so it would make sense. They've got privacy, they've got food.
It seems like the perfect environment for great white sharks. Still, a large seal population and good hunting conditions are no guarantee.
If this is a hot spot, we're gonna find out.
Back in the cabin, Anthony reveals his final secret. Pictures of something extremely rare.
Have a look at this, Andy. There's a few photographs of some...
Oh, no way. That is definitely a little white shark. Did it get released alive?
released alive, yes.
Anthony accidentally netted these newborns when fishing east of this location, in a spot he thinks is a great white shark birthing area.
Excellent. Oh, wow, look at this one. Look, and you can see the umbilical scar like you
Yes,
said.
there was birth scars on that one.
Yeah, wow, that is definitely a natal white shark or a baby white shark. Was it caught in this gill net?
Yes.
Anthony believes female white sharks have their young where he took these photos. Then, after giving birth, these same females swim here to the closest seal colony to feed and regain their strength.
That would make sense. When they're pregnant, they have some sort of hormone that suppresses their appetite. You don't want to have your pups and then eat them. So after the big females drop the pups, they got to be damn hungry.
And once the shark pups grow large enough to hunt bigger prey, it would make sense that they too would swim towards this island to take on the seals, making the Isle of Jaws another elusive gathering point along the white shark's migration routes.
The fact that there's a huge food source for large white sharks here and little ones, again, it seems like the perfect habitat.
Suddenly, a report. Sharks around the boat.
Are you serious? There's two of them. One probably about 2.5 meters long, and the other one's probably about 3.5 meters.
Holy cow, we're just sitting here going over the chart, no lie. You just said we got great white sharks. I don't think we can be talking anymore. We got to. This conversation has to be.
Underwater cameraman Andy Casagrande and the crew of Strictly Business had just made a nearly 200-mile journey from the southwest coast of Australia to a potential undiscovered great white shark hotspot. And no sooner did they drop anchor in these uncharted waters than several great white sharks surround the boat.
Well, here we go. This is the supposed Isle of Jaws, this brand new white shark hotspot out in the middle of nowhere. I've seen a couple of white sharks at the surface, but I can't quite tell what's down there until obviously I jump in. So I'm gonna suit up, get in the cage, and head on down to see what kind of action lies beneath. All right, keep them interested, man. I'm almost ready.
While Andy suits up, the crew keeps the sharks close to the boat.
Hey, fast! Here we go.
Andy is using a 6-camera virtual reality rig to capture a 360-degree view of the waters below.
Yeah, receiving, Andy?
Got you loud and clear, Anthony. Man, there's already a white shark checking me out. Looks like it's about 7 to 8 feet, and it's a male. I gotta keep track of how many different sharks I see down here. Whoa, this guy is not shy. This is awesome. All right, so that's 2 more swimming around me. They don't look sexually mature, but I think they're both males.
Scientists think great white males reach sexual maturity when they've grown to about 11.5 to 13 feet in length. So these sharks are juveniles and subadults, like great white teenagers.
Yeah, they're definitely pretty bold. These sharks are wild. They don't seem to be phased at all. They're coming right up to the cage.
Based on their smaller size and behavior, these sharks could have originated from the birthing site fisherman Anthony Dupin discovered.
These sharks look like the perfect size range for sharks that are learning to hunt larger prey. Yeah, don't let them practice on you too much, Andy. Well, these guys are starting to get pretty amped up, starting to bounce into the cage. Probably a good idea if we call it now.
Oh, that was incredible. This place is definitely a great white shark hotspot.
Unbelievable.
There was different sharks down there, all coming up at different times. The little one at first was coming super close. I thought it was actually going to bite that thing. And then it kind of spooked off, and then I saw bigger males circling down deep. Came up, checked it out quickly, and then the third one came up, was even more dominant, hung around. There's definitely sharks down deep.
Now, Andy needs to find the great white mothers. If he finds large females, they too may have migrated here from the pupping ground.
Lots of sharks down there, but there's also some down deep that I couldn't actually film or get to, so I'm gonna drop the VR rig down below, hopefully pick up on those big sharks on the bottom.
Once the camera settles into position, Andy and video technician Matt Hutchings start to see some of the larger great white shadows below.
Whoa!
That's pretty good, right?
What is that? That's a male. That's a pretty big male, too. I did not see that male in the cage.
No, I think he might have been fairly deep down.
Yeah, oh, there's another one. This is definitely a different shark. It's hanging out on the bottom. I'm not sure why it wouldn't come to the boat, but that just tells me that there's more sharks in this area.
It seems the biggest sharks are staying deep, while the younger ones are coming right up to the boat.
It's almost like the teenagers are up top, you know, playing with us on the boat, and these big males are lurking down below.
That's pretty good close up, huh?
They come right in and check it out. Again, that's that same male. This guy seems to be giving us a pretty good show.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a male, and that's another male. There's another one on the bottom, but I haven't seen a female down here.
That puts the count at 8 great white sharks in the first 2 hours. All of them are male.
The fact we haven't seen any females is a bit of a mystery, but maybe there's still something we haven't seen.
The intrigue surrounding the Isle of Jaws is growing. But these white sharks aren't giving up their secrets easily. In a quest to find sharks missing from the Neptune Islands, Andy Casagrande has discovered a brand new great white shark hotspot in uncharted waters off Western Australia.
We definitely determined that this is a major aggregation point for white shark.
Andy has already identified 8 great whites. These high numbers of sharks could explain where at least some of the Neptune Island sharks have gone. But it doesn't explain why there aren't females here, especially if this seal colony is closest to the pupping ground, just a short distance away.
It's the perfect habitat for females and big sharks, little sharks, but for whatever reason right now it's only males.
Where are the larger females? Are they hiding just out of sight?
Right, Andy, have a look at this sounder here where I've got the scroll going. See these big echoes.
That thing is huge. How big? That's obviously a shark.
It's around about 5 metres. They're those dark objects you can see down from the cage. These are very wary, these.
Yeah.
So they weren't very keen on coming up high.
There appear to be 2 more great white sharks passing underneath the boat. The biggest looks close to 16 feet long. Females tend to grow larger than males, so maybe one of these is female.
Yeah, it would make perfect sense. The biggest sharks I've ever seen, they come to the boat for about 30 seconds, they disappear. There's really no reason for them to hang around the boat, so if that is a big 5-meter shark, we gotta go down deep.
If the crew wants to identify these bigger sharks, they have to go down to them. For that, they brought a new machine, a motorized mobile dive cage.
This is gonna be fun, buddy.
Yeah.
Instead of being tied to the boat like most dive cages, this self-propelled machine has 3 directional motors for steering and 2 ballast tanks to control depth. All this will allow Andy to search the ocean floor for larger sharks.
Come check, Andy.
Loud and clear, Anthony. Let's see what this thing can do.
Hey, Andy, you're loose. They're loose, guys. It's just here. Just down here. It's coming up.
Before Andy and Matt even have a chance to submerge, the cage catches the attention of a 12-foot shark.
Andy, on your left, shark approaching. Oh, I see it. It's coming this way. It's a male. It's a decent size. He's got some pretty distinctive markings on his gill.
Yet another new shark.
I think he puts us at around 9 sharks in 24 hours. That's crazy.
Researchers identify individual sharks by their scarring, body markings, and a technique called dorsal fin ID. The notches and coloration on a great white's dorsal fin are as unique as human fingerprints. Andy's footage will tell scientists if any of these sharks are from the Neptune Islands. Andy unwittingly opens the cage door, leaving him and Matt exposed to the surrounding sharks.
Ollie, yeah? The cage door is open. Let's get this thing shut. Whoa! Man, that was a close call. All right, well, it's time to take this thing deeper and see what's on the bottom. Copy that. Well, we go now.
The biggest great whites tend to remain deep. It's part of an ambush strategy. They stay just out of sight and then attack the seals swimming at the surface.
Let's see if we can find that big one from the sonar. Look at that. It's huge. That could be it. That's a male, though. Still no females, but he looks like he's about 15 to 16 feet long. Matt, do you see him? Matt.
But there is no response. Something is wrong with Matt.
Matt. Dude, what's wrong, man?
Andy Casagrande and Matt Hutchings dive 70 feet down in their mobile dive cage to try to identify the giant great whites hugging the ocean floor.
Look at that.
As a large great white male closes in,
Matt, do you see him?
suddenly, trouble.
Matt. Matt.
Matt is disoriented. He can't focus.
Dude, Matt, what's wrong?
Matt signals that he can't adapt to the underwater pressure.
Okay, Matt, look at me. You gotta go blow the ballast. Let's get out of here.
They must get back to the surface fast, but not too fast, or they'll get decompression sickness.
Almost there, buddy.
During the rapid ascent, the giant pursues the cage like it's stalking prey. Then, he just disappears back into the deep.
I think Matt blew his eardrum out. I looked over at you and you're just looking down and acting really weird. Like, what the hell's wrong? Did you rupture your eardrum?
Yeah, I couldn't equalise on the way down.
Oh, man.
Tried to slow the cage up, but
We hit the gas and we basically came up like a rocket ship. When that big shark followed us all the way up, it just kept doing circles right around us. That big male, he's definitely the most dominant. But it's kind of a mystery why there would be all males here. Well, maybe they're waiting for the females to show up. Who knows?
It's a mystery for sure. Especially if this hotspot is connected to the baby great white sharks fisherman Anthony DePayne discovered. Shouldn't there be at least one large female here from this pupping ground? Andy radios Matt Waller at the Neptune Islands to come help investigate the all-male Isle of Jaws and bring a shark expert or two.
Matt, you are not joking, man. This place is definitely a hot spot. So you got to get out here. And if you could get Jonathan, I think there's some crazy stuff we can do out here. It's no joke. This place is the Isle of Jaws.
Back on the mainland, Andy reunites with Matt Waller.
Made it. Yeah.
With him, a shark research scientist, Dr. Jonathan Ware, and Dr. Jody Haig.
As a researcher, you don't get too many opportunities to come across such a pristine location with so many animals. And I'm quite excited because we have the potential to get some really interesting insight into, what's driving white sharks to stop over in this area.
Andy needs Jonathan and Jody's expertise to properly document the site and determine what what exactly is going on here.
So what do you think, man? What's the best way to get started in this place scientifically?
Well, look, the fact that you've already seen so many sharks in such a short period of time already tells me that there's something here that is causing animals to stay. I really want to unravel why that is.
Right.
Dr. Wary believes it's likely that at least some sharks that go to the Neptunes also come here during their individual migrations. Now, he wants to determine if or how the pupping ground is related. His plan is for the sharks themselves to tell him what they're doing in these waters.
What do you got here?
So this is an extremely advanced tag. What it does is it provides really fine-scale movement data. Plus there's a camera in there so we can see what the animal's actually doing at that.
A camera, I like it.
This tag will allow Jonathan to monitor shark hunting and social behaviors.
If I just show you here,
That is incredible.
so there's some movement up and down. So
Yeah.
we've got that pink line coming through, side to side green, and then rolling over
Wow.
is the blue. So,
Dude, this is the coolest, most advanced camera tag on the planet.
So this thing will actually slides in the front there, and then we'll attach it to this pole, and essentially it'll clamp around the fin of the shark as it swims past.
Yeah?
So we don't have to restrain the shark, we don't have to do anything.
Perfect.
And then it's on a time release, it'll pop off, float up, we track it with this, retrieve it, and then we download the data.
Cool, man.
This tag could get answers to why the male sharks are here, or even capture footage of a female great white in the area.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, yeah, there's two down there.
They need to lure the sharks in dangerously close to the boat. They can only put the tag on if they bring the shark within reach.
Okay. All right. Sorry, man.
That's all right, that's all right.
Unlike other tags, which pierce a shark's skin,
We're back.
this tag is temporary. The fin clamp releases, so the tag comes off and floats to the surface.
Okay, wow, right in front of us. Okay. He's turning. He's turning.
Soon, a 13-foot giant charges in.
We're gonna put the camera on right now. All right, sorry, man. That's the one we want. Yeah.
It's tricky, but he's the ideal shark to tag. Big enough to hunt large prey, show dominance, and even mate.
Coming again. He's into it.
Then, suddenly, shark tag turns into a contact sport.
Okay, here we go.
Dr. Jonathan Wary and Andy Casagrande are desperately trying to deploy a high-tech fin camera on one of the many sharks inhabiting the Isle of Jaws.
Fast. He's fast. He's fast. He's really fast. All right, this guy's a player.
They hope this tag will shed some light on why the great whites are here, and why every single one of them is male.
Coming again. He's into it. He's into it. He's into it.
But after a close call by the side of the boat, the 13-footer they were trying to tag quickly disappears. After several hours of failed attempts, they finally managed to tag an 8-foot male.
It went on at 2:04. Can we record that? That's great.
The tag will operate for 3 hours before it releases.
That's a pretty feisty shark, so it should go off and do something really cool. That's awesome. Yes! Well done.
They hope it will record the size and sex of sharks living here and confirm the sheer number of them. The first step to getting the area protected and securing future research. 3 hours later, they begin scanning for the tag's radio signal.
Hopefully when the tag pops up, it's got an antenna, it's nice and buoyant, it sticks right up out of the water and we should be able to hear it.
But 5 hours after tagging the shark, the tag is still missing.
Find it? Oh, we thought you were coming back like Miami Vice that you had it.
The Isle of Jaws holds on to its secrets a little longer. Then, as the sun comes up, good news.
The tag was drifting overnight. We heard the signal this morning. We sighted it. we're gonna retrieve it now. Yep, let's start the table. Yeah! Yes!
Excellent.
Let's pop the card in and see what we got.
Sounds good.
Yeah. You didn't sleep that good last night.
Not
Me
really.
neither.
I was up every 2 hours.
Yeah.
All right. Good work, guys.
Here we go, man. What we've been waiting for.
All right.
The footage from this shark's tank could hold the answers they're looking for.
It is really cool watching this, to be honest, because we have no idea what the shark is about to do. It can literally do anything.
He's in amongst fish now. Ooh, look, look.
Oh, there's a whole school of little fish there. That was
Didn't
cool.
go for them, though.
He's on the bottom now. He's obviously in cruising mode. Shark.
Ooh. Now,
Is that a what? That looks like a pretty small shark. No,
That's-
it's not a white shark.
no,
Look at
you're
the tail.
right.
It's not a white shark.
oh, there's a whole bunch of them.
Wow. And that looks like a whaler. That's cool.
We're watching the fin cam footage, and bam, right there on camera, the white shark films other species of sharks right in front of it and swims right through them without even blinking an eye.
So there's a little pack of sharks there. How many total did we see?
So I think there's at least 3 individuals. But it's interesting that we never saw any evidence of whales from the surface.
The presence of other shark species only adds to the importance of this site.
So if this place is not just a great white shark hotspot, this is essentially just a shark paradise.
Still, the island holds on to some of its mysteries. Like where are the female great whites?
There's something about this area. It's obviously drawing in the male sharks that we're seeing, the male whites.
Right.
Are the males waiting here in anticipation for the females to arrive? You know, is this actually a mating area?
It's a promising theory. And it fits with the discovery of the birthing area. Just a 48-hour swim away for the great white shark females.
We know that this is potentially pupping time. So are the big females off pupping? The males are anticipating the females to arrive at this hotspot, and perhaps they then mate shortly in the future.
If this is right, the females have given birth and should arrive soon. Now ready to feed on seals.
The holy grail would be to find great white sharks mating. And it's critical if we can determine where they mate and protect that spot. That means we're essentially protecting, future generations of white sharks.
The Isle of Jaws and the waters surrounding it could prove to be a complete great white ecosystem. From birthing, to feeding, to breeding, and back again.
Well, this island has definitely not seen the last of us.
It's exciting. This place holds a lot of potential.
Andy and Dr. Jonathan Weary have collected enough data to help protect this site and secure further research here. What began as a search for the missing great white sharks at the Neptunes has turned into a discovery of a lifetime.